Welcome back to the Manc Entrepreneur YouTube channel. And in today's episode, I want to talk to you about maximizing your potential audience in business and why that's sort of a crucial thing that you should be doing. And also welcome for anyone who is new. I see that, we've had quite a few new subscribers recently. Welcome to the channel. It's great to have you here. It's been a while since I've done one of these live episodes, ever since I sort of stopped doing the daily stuff at the beginning of October. It's I've not had the opportunity to jump on as much as perhaps I would have liked to. But with that said, with obviously Black Friday and Cyber Monday coming up in the next few weeks, you're probably going to be seeing a lot more of me on the run up to that. Now, as the title has suggested, we're going to be taking a look at how to maximize your potential audience in business. Now, this is the same for whether this is a product-based business, whether it is a one second, just on that page. There we go. Whether a product-based business, whether you're offering a service, the fundamentals are the same. If you're running a business, you want customers, you want people to sell to, you want an audience of which you can give value to, and that's what I wanted to talk about in today's episode. I know a few people struggle with sort of finding their audience, and there's many different aspects to this. I don't think I'm going to be able to cover them all in one video without it going on for more than an hour. But where to start? I think we'll start with if you're a product-based business, if you are selling products online. So many people make the mistake of thinking, right, I'll build a website and I'll spend £5,000 on a website, which is a lot of money and not entirely necessary for you to get started with. You can do it for less than $100. But say you spend blow a fortune on designing a website to do all fancy stuff with custom coding. That's all well and good. Now, the reality is that as soon as that website is ready and it goes live, where's the customers coming from? They don't just magically turn up to the fanciest looking website in the world. That's not how this works. So instead of taking $5,000 and blowing that on a website, what I would actually suggest that you do is take 20% of that amount and spend that on building a website, and then spend the other 80% on marketing your website, as that is where you're going to make the money. You need to find your audience in order to make your website profitable. Now, the website is one thing, but obviously some people need some sales coming in at first, and that is where places like eBay and Amazon can come in nicely. You can open up an eBay and Amazon account and basically start selling as soon as your products are listed. That's why they are such an attractive platform for millions and millions of businesses. So maximizing your potential audience with a product-based e-commerce business. You just jumped on the live chat. Build it and they will come doesn't work anymore. Absolutely not. That isn't the case. You have to tell people what you've built, and that is the key. So obviously eBay and Amazon offer a fantastic opportunity for a lot of people to get started quickly, start bringing some money in, and then you can reinvest that money into a website platform. That's always what I would say is the most sensible and safe route to go when selling products online. eBay and Amazon are great. Like I said, instant satisfaction in terms of bringing the sales in. Yes, you pay some fees. I look at them as marketing fees. It's pretty much what you'd probably pay more initially on a website until you start getting some recurring members in. But the problem is that you're now selling on someone else's platform. You're selling in someone else's back garden and by their rules. As we've spoke about on this channel before, it's not uncommon for people to get suspended on Amazon for quite small things. Getting unsuspended on Amazon is quite a task. In fact, I had a Skype message yesterday from a friend of mine down in London who I've worked with in the past, and he just said, "Dave, help me. My Amazon account's been suspended." And it's at that point where it's like, well, if it's been suspended, there's not much I can do. It's a little bit too late. So, you basically have to go through a whole procedure through Amazon to appeal it. But exactly the same applies to eBay. With eBay's new rules, especially regarding contact information, more and more people are now falling into the same trap on eBay and getting suspended. And if the majority of your business is based on the back of one of these marketplaces, they can turn you off in an instant, and that's not a good place to be. So maximizing your potential audience comes down to mainly a couple of things. The first one is you want to try and be in as many places as possible. Where is your target audience? If you're selling products, a large portion of your target audience is going to be on eBay and Amazon, especially Amazon. Amazon is I believe now, the first product search engine in the world. I believe it's overtaken Google for people looking to buy a product. So if you're not on Amazon, if your products are not on Amazon, you're missing out on a huge potential audience. And why would you do that? I'm not saying you shouldn't sell on the marketplaces because you might get kicked off. I'm saying you shouldn't rely on them for the majority % of your business. You should always try and build that to be your website. That's your own corner of the web. There's multiple benefits to having your own website. You own the customer relationship. You can start doing cool things with social and email marketing to retain customers and basically resell to people who already know you. It's easier to sell to someone who's already bought from you than to convince someone new to buy from you. So maximizing your potential audience with a product-based business is the best way I can describe this is do more with the same. You have your inventory, your collection of products. It might be 50 SKUs, might be 100 SKUs, it might be thousands of SKUs. Do more with those. Now that comes in two fashions. You either sell onto more marketplaces and expand your audience that way, or you start looking into bundled products. Now, if you are watching the recorded version of this, I will put a link to a video I did a while ago about bundled products and how to sell more with the same. That is basically what applies here. Increase your audience and sell more with the same. Now, if you are selling, this still applies to a product-based business, especially if you're doing website stuff and you've got like a content creation strategy with marketing, or if you're selling a service, whether you're a hairdresser, a plumber, an SEO specialist, whatever it may be, whatever service it is that you're offering, it all boils down to content. Now, again, if you can't rely on the marketplaces as such. If you are selling a service, certainly not the big ones. There may be some specialist marketplaces out there. I know, like there was a tradesman's sort of directory, which I believe was quite good here in the UK at least. But the next piece all boils down to your marketing, and this can come in many different fashions. Now, I've always said, find out what works for you. Every person will have a marketing medium which they are sort of meant for. Nobody sucks at everything. There's going to be one thing which you're good at. And whether that be written content in the forms of blogs and email marketing, or whether that be video content like this, YouTube, or doing promotional stuff with maybe Vimeo, or even audio podcasts. If you don't like, having your face on camera, just doing audio stuff, podcasts, webinars, with screen share, stuff like that. There's multiple ways in which you can put content out there, and most people have a favorite. But why would you limit it to just one? Whilst you might have a favorite, I know that there's some people who would really find this episode useful that you're listening to right now, who don't go on YouTube. And, for them, they're not going to hear this. And this is how you then go into maximizing your potential audience. You repurpose content. Now, this is something which myself and Richard have been doing with our new sort of baby business, esellercafe.com. And that is a news website where we tell you all about the latest and greatest breaking news and information from the world of e-commerce, whether that be eBay, Amazon, Macy's, Jet, Walmart, whatever. We talk about AI, Tesla, anything that basically impacts the world of e-commerce, we cover we cover stories on it. And that's all well and good. And like Manufacture said, the thing is now that we can't just build it and people will come. We have to tell people what we've built. So obviously we do social stuff. We have Twitter and Facebook, and we're building an email list. We can talk to people who want to find out the latest e-commerce news as and when it happens. And that's all well and good. But there's still going to be a vast majority of our audience for eSeller Cafe who do not want to read a blog. They maybe are too busy. They'd much rather watch something or listen to something. And that is where we start maximizing potential audience. If someone doesn't read blogs, but they love watching business videos on YouTube, we need to be on YouTube. Or if someone, is an avid podcast listener and doesn't really have time to, wants to consume something on the journey home, on the commute, they're going to download a podcast into iTunes, Google Play, whatever, then we need to be able to cater to our audience. We need to go where your audience is, and that's how you maximize your potential audience. So even if, like I said, you're an e-commerce business and you have a blog, which most people should have, if you've got a website, you should have a blog section as well. You need to start looking at how you can repurpose this content. Can you repurpose the blog into a video? What different aspects of video would video bring to it as an interactive sort of medium? Firstly, you'd be able to see that. You see a product, see whatever it is that you're talking about. Similarly, if they are not, if you're having a sort of discussion piece, you got someone else in, this sounds like a great topic for an interview. Is that a podcast territory? Is this where someone can consume that content in a different way than where it was originally intended? Now, the great thing about repurposing content is that no matter if you've already done the hard work, if you've written a blog post or if you've done a video like this, you've done the majority of the hard work. Repurposing it is relatively simple. In fact, it's a perfect job for an outsourced person. You could outsource someone to take a video and do a transcript of it and turn it into a written blog post. Alternatively, you could take your blog post and pretty much use it as a script to base off a video. It's very simple. Once you've made the first piece of content, repurposing it is the best way that I truly think, when it comes to marketing, that you can really do to basically expand your audience. If you've written a blog series, that could be an email marketing series that goes out to new subscribers who may have missed it previously. So many people, it's not, you create content, you don't just create it once, it still has a value that can be used over and over again. Now, I've just got some chat in the over on the live chat here. Thank you for watching, sir. Hey, Dave, Magento Google product feeds is a good idea. I hope you can shed some light on this. It would be a great future course idea. Magento and Google product feeds. I love the idea. I shall make a note and see what we can cover with Magento and Google product feeds. I'll be honest with you, I'm still a little bit like that on Google product feeds. I think Amazon is still, it's the gap between Amazon and Google for products is going heavily in Amazon's way. But like I said, if you already sell on Amazon, why not repurpose the content and stick it on Google? It makes perfect sense. I would just say as a priority, it wouldn't be the top of my list, but as an addition, absolutely, Google product feeds. So yeah, I will get my head around that and hopefully get something out for you either on this channel or somewhere else. Manufactured content stacking. Basically, you have endless supply of content. Absolutely, and that's the thing is keeping it relevant as well. There's always something going on in the world that you can write about, that you can create content about in whatever industry that you're in. Yes, you have the usual Black Friday, Cyber Monday stuff that comes around every year, then Christmas, then Boxing Day sales, and then Valentine's Day, and then Mother's Day, and then Easter. And you see it just goes on and on and on. And there's always some way that you can tie in whatever your business does into something worth discussing. And like I said, if you're going to discuss it once, you may as well repurpose it or get someone to repurpose it for you and put it in front of people who potentially have not heard of you before. That is exactly, like I said, what we've done with esellercafe.com. If anyone's interested, because I'm actually quite blown away by the success of eSeller Cafe. It's only been live now about 7 or 8 months, and we've went from literally 0 to about 13,000 visits a month. In that short space of time, we've monetized it. It's quite an interesting story. And again, if anyone wants to find out more about how that's happened, how we've gone about doing that, let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll maybe get Richard on to have a chat with him, obviously co-founder there, and get his insight on it as well. But we have done exactly that. What started out as a blog or a news website has turned into us doing a weekly news show on YouTube live every Monday. And then we realized, well, if it's literally just me and Richard talking about the news, people can listen to that in an audio format as well. So we spun it into a podcast, and it's just this repurposing of content which allows you to reach more and more people. So whether you're selling products in a product-based business, whether you're selling services, whatever it is, think about how you can take what you're already doing in your marketing and reach new people. What about the audience who, if you only sell on eBay, what about your audience who doesn't buy on eBay, who don't have a PayPal account? What about the audience who aren't on your email list? What about the audience who, don't read blog posts, who avidly subscribe to everything to do with your business on YouTube? These are the ways that you're going to find your audience, maximize your audience, and ultimately monetize that audience. So with that said, hopefully I've given you something to think about today. You may be incredibly busy. I know it's the middle of November. You're coming up to most likely your busiest sales period of the year. But hopefully I've given you some fresh thoughts and ideas of what you can start implementing come January, February 2018. If you have any questions or comments, or think, Dave, I can't do, there's no way I can, write interesting marketing stuff about my industry, I want you to let me know down below, and I'll do my best to help you out. So with that said, I'm going to let you enjoy the rest of your day. If you do have any questions or comments, let me know in the comment section down below. And whilst you're there, hit that like button and share this with anyone who you think would find it useful, and also subscribe if you are new. With that said, enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll catch you in the next video. Thank you for watching, and thank you to the guys who joined in live. See you next time.